safe and blessed week. Happy holidays to everyone in the viewing audience. If you'd like to donate to this great $sign Beganji 129 Cash App. Welcome during the live stream. Ooh, I was pondering commentary on my channel. Someone had left a comment, a male, saying, "You're an intelligent woman, blah, blah, blah." And his commentary basically is saying that it sounds like from Seth's commentary out of the video here, or it's my son, Sebastian Rogers, that the Proudfoots possibly implicated Seth in the disappearance of their son. Do you all believe that? Do you believe these two individuals implicate Seth Rogers as the culprit? What did they say to law enforcement? Because when you listen to Seth speak in his video about what was searched, not searched, them going to his house, ransacking his house, devices not taken from his house, iPads, things like that, you'd have to wonder why not. If you're going to be investigating the disappearance of a person, wouldn't you take things that they use, such as phones, streaming devices, check the TV, see what type of content they were looking on for? You would take everything. You would take iPads, phones, devices from both houses. Anywhere that the child frequent, you would take those devices. You would also take the devices from the family themselves, their iPhones, iPads, computers. So did law enforcement do a deep dive into the house with K and C? Did you go into their house and take a deep dive of all devices? Did you look around the house thoroughly? Did you do any type of testing inside of the house? Because that was also mentioned. I didn't finish all of the video pertaining to Seth, but what I gathered and what I watched, that possibly these individuals implicated him as the culprit. So now I got to ask Seth Rogers, do you believe that K and C implicated you in your child's disappearance? 13 people watching, only one thumbs up. Come on, you guys. Hello, sweetheart. How are you? Hope you're well, sweetheart. You know, as I have said to people before, that what a person thinks, they don't always have to necessarily say to the public or on a live stream. And that's something a lot of you all don't seem to understand about people. You're a person, you should know. You don't tell everything you think. You don't tell everything, that you feel. So I've said this before pertaining to Seth. Maybe there's things he wants to say, but he won't say because he knows it will make things exacerbate. And as I've told you before, I'm not in his place. He is in the chat. Thank you for joining me. You said you don't know? Okay. Okay. Well, I thank you for being honest. Because like I said, I understand certain things you may not want to say due to all the hoopla of things that have transpired between you and Miss Betty and Tony and all the stuff that has transpired here on social media, TikTok. It's out of control. But in listening to your content the other day, I was thinking to myself, I won't doubt that they implicated you. I will say that on this live stream. I think they said something to law enforcement to make them believe that you were the one that took the child. And then, people, there are going to be people who think you might be involved. There are people who believe they are involved. And I definitely don't think it's a conspired effort by all three of you. That wouldn't make any sense. 3 people getting together to get rid of a child. So I don't believe that. I've already told the public how I feel about these people. So he says, AFK phone call. Okay, everyone be blessed. Okay. Thanks for joining us. I won't doubt that they did say something. So I'm going to ask K and C, did you implicate Seth Rogers in the disappearance of his son? And if you did so, why? What did you say to law enforcement? Because we're to believe the things that Seth said in his video the other night, we have to ask these questions. But I'm talking to these two individuals who had custody of the child. What did you say to law enforcement about Seth Rogers? Because you've talked around the subject pertaining to the disappearance of this child. You've talked to two entities, the news and Nancy Grace. But what's the truth to what you said to law enforcement? See, I'm one of those kind of people, I like to get down to the gist of things. And I know, as I just said, people don't like to get too greedy. People talk around in circles. They don't really tell you what they really think, and they don't tell you how they really feel. So like going on a YouTuber's channel to talk bad about the child and talk around about what you went through with the baby's, the other child's mother, this and that. Tell what you really feel. But you kind of did that already, right? Yeah, you did. You're just not saying what we wanted to hear directly. What did you tell law enforcement about Seth Rogers? That's what I want to know. Did you say, yeah, I think he took the kid. I think he lured the kid out. What did you tell law enforcement? And if you told them that, why would you think Seth Rogers would lure his child out? Lure his child to do what exactly? Harm his child, hide his child. Talk to the queen. You all like talking so much. Oh, that's right. You've given YouTube a break. Maybe you legal counsel to tell you to stop talking. Woo, because I have thoroughly enjoyed not listening to you all talk. I must admit. What do you all believe? Do you believe these two implicated Seth Rogers in the disappearance of? And all this talk about law enforcement and you all being in cahoots with law enforcement in Sumner County, as I've told people many times on this network, I don't care about that. I don't care who they know. They are nobodies. Do you know how many people live in America? Do you know how many people live in the state of Tennessee? I'll let you think about that for just a second. Because guess what? Whatever the hell's going on in Sumner County, it ain't going on over here in Knoxville. It ain't going on in Nashville. It ain't going on in Memphis. It ain't going on in Chattanooga. Did I make myself clear? That's what you all don't seem to understand. Stop giving people stock as if they've got it going on. Nobody cares about Sumner County, where I live. You know, I know people here who are white and black. They don't even know the little boy is missing because people don't watch YouTube. Some of you watch it. What I keep trying to tell you. Everybody don't watch YouTube. For some weird reason, some of you believe this. You don't watch YouTube? No, honey, I don't. There's people that don't watch Facebook. There's people that don't do TikToks, Snapchat, this Threads business with IG. And this AI, AL business with Facebook, sick of that. You all need to go back to the old search engine on Facebook because I don't like that thing talking back to me and I don't like it sending me. Can I help you find something? Hell yeah, you can help me find the owner of this stupid Facebook and tell them I don't like this search engine. You know, just a little mild humor. But you understand what I'm saying? Everybody don't imbibe in the same type of content. So when you go on and on about what somebody said on YouTube, there are people in the world that don't give a damn. Is there somebody listening out there? Raise your hand if you're listening. So all the stuff that people talk about on YouTube, they don't care. Facebook, don't care. TikTok, don't care. People who, everybody don't imbibe in the same type of material. Because they don't have that kind of time. They don't want to have that kind of time. And as I've told you before, if I wasn't a YouTuber, I would not look at anything pertaining to anyone's channel and the nonsense. And I don't do it now. If I happen to scroll through, like me, I was looking for videos pertaining to Seth and the child, I don't have control over what comes up in the queue. But let's scroll up and see what you all think of Seth Rogers. Now, don't get offended if I mention your name, because I do that occasionally. Try not to rock the boat, because I'm trying to change my demeanor and my delivery on YouTube. Because you all surely get your underwear tied in a knot when the queen talks. Sebastian Rogers contradictions. Who is this lady? Court and crying with Tia. Tia, you don't seem to like Betty and Seth too much. You have a lot to say. Seth says, see something, say something for Sebastian, Wayne, Drake, Rogers. Be blessed, everyone. Then a day ago, he gives us his commentary, prayer for the missing children here in America. Feel free to go to his page to read the said content, because I'm trying not to do a lot of showing of people's networks as not to get copyright strikes. So we just go on in the queue. Here's Miss Tia again. Finding Sebastian is not a shared goal. Why Seth and Katie aren't on the same page? Why do you think they're not on the same page, ma'am? Haven't read your content to know where you're going? We'll leave it at that. The grifters. Bullhorn, Betty, Seth lining their pockets. That was 2 months ago. You don't like them, do you? I wonder who you are. You know, it's all sad. Dad says mom's stepdad won't talk to him. That was 7 months ago. 7 months ago. Why not? Why are you all not talking to the father? I think this is so... I've talked about this so many times pertaining to true crime on this network. Is that people give you a glimpse into their lives when people go missing and when people die, people get sick. You see this all the time. You really for who they are. And then once again, everything's about perception, because what I may see, you don't see. So in this instance, you have a child missing and you have this title here, News Nation. Dad says mom's stepdad won't talk to him. This is 7 months ago. And this child will be missing almost 9 months. Why would you not be talking to the father? Katie, Chris, I don't want to say your names because I don't need no problems from you. Because I don't play nice. I don't play nice at all. And I live right here in the same state with you all. But trust me, you don't want no monkey business with me. Because I'll tell a judge to his face. How many people they gonna want to sue by what they're saying about them? You don't like it? Stop looking at YouTube. Deal with it. People talk about me all the time. Cases I talked about, some like me, some don't. Hey, what we say in the street, what you eat don't make me fat. As you can see, I'm a big girl. And obviously, potato chips and Skittles ain't been feeding me, if you get my drift. You exacerbated the situation with Seth Rogers because you've been playing this dirty game up here. You've played a very vicious game. Why? Your child is missing. And you're not talking to the father. This makes no logical sense. Your child is missing and you don't even speak to the biological father. So then people are going to say, well, damn, what was going on behind closed doors? Exactly. So would somebody like to enlighten Queen what was going on between all three parties? Because let Mr. C tell it, everybody was talking. I talked to him regularly. You're probably the main one talking. Since when you all came to social, Mr. C, you were doing all the talking. Miss K act like she's a little quiet bird. She don't know how to talk. But I do believe there's another side to that stringy-haired heifer. Oh, yeah, because Queen is good at reading people. Oh, I know there's more to her. Ask me how I know. We got some Lori Vallow Daybell vibes. Woo! Have mercy. Susan Smith vibes. Playing coy and, yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am to Nancy Grace, and yes, ma'am. But that's probably not how you was talking behind closed doors to that boy. Come on with it, Queen. Calling a spade a spade. How did you talk to your son, Miss K? How did you talk to Sebastian? Because what did I tell you all about parents? What you see in public in pictures is an illusion. Just like, IG pictures, Facebook pictures, you're dolled up today, but that don't mean that's how I look, 24 hours a day. Of course not. It's the reason why you don't see me now, because I don't want to paint up to do a live stream. For what? You know how I look. You want to see how I look? Go to my community page. I don't need to show myself. Because vanity is a sin. Stay woke now. So let's talk about the vanity of the parents. How did you treat the boy behind closed doors? Because I don't think he was probably treated very well. And you're never going to tell that. And who's going to tell that? Our parent. We talk about all the parents. Nobody's going to tell they got short-tempered. They got aggravated with the boy. But did you get aggravated enough to do something to him? Because he's not here. And it's almost a year later, and I'm just saying this don't look good. And I think from a law enforcement standpoint, which you've heard this so many times in missing persons cases, it don't look good. And most people would say, outside enforcement, this is possibly a case of foul play. In Sumner County, you don't want to say it. Why not? I can see it because I'm woke. Now, could it be what? The child is somewhere on an island basking in the sun? Well, if so, with whom and how did he get out of the countries? Pay attention. He's in somebody's house. Well, why would he be over there? He's somewhere across the country. Why is he over there? How did he get there? Why is he there? Who is the person that took him there? What is the motive for putting him somewhere else? Pay attention. And all the circumstances and speculations, shit that was just outrageous to me. Oh, he's in a home and da-da-da-da-da for the mentally disabled. And I told people, think before speaking. So then that means they're committing fraud. Stay woke. What are you saying? They dyed his hair, gave him a new birth certificate, social security card, but yet he's missing. And he's been put on poster boards, news broadcasts, and somebody in America didn't recognize this kid to say, well, his hair's a different color. Oh, he's not wearing glasses, but he looks like that boy that's missing from Tennessee. Oh my goodness, I need to call 911. Come on, you guys. He's not in no treatment facility or a foster home or a group home for disabled adults, children. I think we know that. I don't need a receipt because it doesn't make any sense. Well, AK-47, I don't have the link. I'm streaming from my device because when I put up the StreamYard, nobody likes to hit the link. People are intimidated when they come up on my channel. What I like to do is make people think. And a lot of you don't like to think. You like to just jump in, kind of like jumping in swimming pool knowing you can't swim. Going in the middle of the river and a lake without a preserver, kind of like that. Because right now, if I had to put up the StreamYard, nobody would hit the link. That's, people don't understand. Time is money, money is time. So all these possibilities, and I don't really like rehashing all of that because it makes me nauseous to my stomach. All these excuses and stories and made up stories. This is why I keep telling a lot of you, you're about as deluded as some people in the story. Oh, he's over here, he's over there, and he went over here, they went to Alaska, they went to New York, they went over here. Well, he can't be in all these places. What is it that you're missing? What are you trying to say? He's traveling with what? Some hobos? I don't mean to get greedy, because I always want to try to respect Seth, because he is the only one that seems to show real emotion towards the child. But I don't like to sugarcoat anything. So, don't mind me. Gypsies, that's what I'm trying to say. So Sebastian is traveling with gypsies around the country. He's going from place to place, and nobody notices this kid. Please help me out. I'm drowning. He's over here, he went here. Oh, they went to Alaska, they went here. Think about what you're saying. And it's not to say haven't done this if we're to believe it's foul play. Traveling across country with a deceased body. But sweet Jesus, I don't want to think about it. But I also have to know that if the child was unalived, he was transported either way. Whether it was in Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, Kentucky, Georgia. You see, we know that people do take people unalive by car, by van, by trailer, however you want to call it, from state to state. But I can't see going all the way up to Alaska, Canada, New York. No, I don't. So where is he? And you two have been awfully quiet. Did somebody finally put a bug in your ear? Stop talking. Because you're making a fool out of yourselves. And everything you're saying can be used against you in a court of law later. Checkmate. But see, those are things you should have known anyway. When you came running up here to YouTube and talking to Nancy Grace, if you are behind the disappearance of Sebastian, all that's going to come back up. So while you're worrying about Betty Bullhorn and Susie May, you should be worrying about all the things you've said not so nice about the boy. That's why I know that you all have done something to this child. I have to say it and get it over with once again. Because what you always have to ask yourself when a person goes missing, who has the most to lose and gain? And the stats don't lie. If you have a problem, call the FBI. I didn't make up the stats. 500 children roughly are murdered by their parents each year. So I'm supposed to believe a fairy came and picked up this baby, 15-year-old boy child, and took him where? Thank you, Queenie. Took him where? And how long are you going to keep him? Who had the most to lose and gain in the disappearance of this child? Naturally, it would be the parents. And what is the motive for getting rid of a child rather than selling them or unaliving them? You were tired, checked out. And as I said before, that would be a hard thing for Mr. Seth to reconcile because that's his child. Because what did I say? In order for him to believe his child is not alive and met foul play, he also has to reconcile that the child was unalived by a human being, a so-called human, times 2, 3, 4, however many are involved. And with that debacle out west, with a woman who was going through custody issues, and the grandma decided to get her hillbilly friends to unalive her and a social worker, you can't tell me what is not possible. You can get 4 or 5, you can get you 5, 6 more. And that's scary as hell. To know that people are walking around carrying the secret of unaliving 2 women, beating them and throwing them in a hole and covering them up with dirt. So now we go to this case here. You don't want to think that, do you? Of course not. He's a child. But what's the difference between this case and that case out in Oklahoma? There is no difference. There is no difference. Because it's about children and problems with the parents and relatives. And I think that's what was going on here. Somebody had something going on, issues with Department of Human Services, allegations of this and that, somebody touching a child, all type of crazy nonsense coming from them about what the child was doing, not doing. We don't have any proof to what the boy child was doing, not doing to another child. I'm not going to ride that donkey's ride. Bring me a receipt. And in the end, it don't matter. He was a child. And we learned that the child had been touched inappropriately while living out in California. And we don't need to be talking ill about children, because children mimic what's been done to them or what they see. So I don't like beating that horse, because that's dangerous territory. I'm talking about the adults. Where is he? Where is this boy? And why are you all not talking to Seth Rogers? I want to know why you aren't talking to him. He is the father. What is your problem? You have this much hate that you can't talk to him now and your child is missing? Because that leads me to believe the child is not alive. Come on with it, Queen. Woo! Preach. Sunday still. That's what this is about, and nobody wants to say it. Some of you keep saying it, and I get a little offended when I know that's what the hell I'm thinking. But I try not to say it a lot, just because I might put my foot in my mouth and the child pops up, but I'm still going to say, well, where the hell the child been? Who's he been with? But 9 months later, somebody been scared by now. Oh, no, I got to get this child back to his mom and daddy or the sheriff's office. I ain't holding this kid. Ain't nobody implicating me in no human trafficking or no kidnapping. Hell, yeah, you going to get that child back if you got some damn sense. But I don't think that's the case here. And you're too busy worrying about who's saying what on YouTube when you should be out here talking about that kid, and you worrying about what Seth is doing and who he's talking to and who he's canoodling with. Because in the end, that's who this nonsense is about. Come on, preach, Queen, because somebody needs to hear it down there, Middle Tennessee. You mad at Seth? Why? See, that tells me what's really going on here. And Seth don't never have to tell us what he really thinks. Please understand that. Because what did I say? That once you speak it, you can't take it back. You can apologize later. You can say, oh, I changed my mind. He ain't never got to tell you he think them two hurt his kid. That's what you want him to say. He don't got to say it. I'm going to say it. Because I ain't Seth Rogers. You had something to lose and you got rid of that kid. Because the fact that you won't talk to Seth tells me everything I need to know. Bingo card. You don't want to talk about the boy? Woo! Have mercy. Somebody help me. You don't want to talk about him? You don't want to praise him? You done stop talking on YouTube. You're taking folks to court. You don't speak to the father. And I'm supposed to believe. Did I clear everything up? You see, your actions tell people what page you are on. And that's what everybody needs to understand. You can ride or die with them proud foots all you want. That's your business. I'm judging you accordingly to what you are representing to the universe at this moment. Not what you did yesterday, not what you did 9 months ago. I'm watching and looking at you with what you have brought to the table thus far. And you have shown Queen, because I speak for Queen only, you do not care for Sebastian Rogers because you never did. Bingo card. So now I believe, what about you and his disappearance? That you involved. I said that. Now you take what I said to the judge. Because I'm not enamored by Sumner County, no deputies. I don't give a fuck about Sumner County. I don't care who you know down there, because guess what? It means nothing to me. And it don't mean nothing to the rest of us in the other parts of the state, 49 states, because we are not intimidated. You got you one monkey down in a hole with court orders and shit, but you can't silence everybody. That's why I know this is about Seth. So really you telling on yourself and you don't even know it. You worried about that damn Betty Bullhorn, you just told on yourself right there. This shit's about Seth. I done told the fans that. This is about Seth Rogers, baby. Y'all better pay attention. They ain't scared of Betty. They ain't worried about what Betty had to say. They don't fear her. You know why they don't fear Betty Bullhorn? Because allegedly the people in the street said you were doing the same thing you accusing Betty Bullhorn of. Wasn't you following people around? I don't know. Enlighten me. You worried about who's searching for the boy? Well, in the beginning, it didn't matter. So why would you care? You ain't searching for him. When's the last time you all got out and looked for your child? When was the last time you printed flyers? When's the last time you went to the radio station in Nashville, Memphis, your general area? When's the last time that you all go to church and prayed? When's the last time you went to church and talked about your child? When's the last time you went to that high school where he went and talked to the students about being careful who you talk to? Oh, because you be talking about your damn self, right? Come on with it, Queen. Those people don't got no rank nowhere because they are human beings and they are of the flesh. So those people are not important. Look at P. Diddy. You see where he's sitting, don't you? Woo! Come on, Queen, testify. That's why I keep trying to tell you all, stop talking about who they know in Sumner County. They got money. They got land. So. Hell, my relative's a multi-millionaire, played for the Raiders. He could buy all of Nashville, Memphis, and Sumner County. Checkmate. Do you get my point? Who cares? Lots of wealthy people in Tennessee, New York, California, and guess what? You can definitely fall. Ask those things out there in Oklahoma where they are. Ding, 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 ding. They were wealthy too, let the people tell it. Woo, they got money. Woo, they own land. Yeah, and they locked up too. Puff Diddy, 2 mansions. Where is he at? Locked up. Where's Weinstein? Locked up. Where's Epstein? Dead. So who the hell y'all talking about? Nobody. Don't nobody give a damn about them hillbillies down there. Walking around with a damn mullet. Motherfucker, it's 2024. Go get a haircut. Stop trying to perpetrate that you in a rock video because you ain't. I said that. Going into court, putting on. So who you gonna sue next? Because eventually, the judge, you're gonna have to check yourself and say, you know what? Y'all can't come back in this courtroom with somebody else now, damn. Because then that ain't gonna look right now, is it? Well, you just gonna sue anybody that's got something to say about you all and you think has threatened you. It's in the video. It's in the video. You got to watch your live streams. I mean, some of y'all done came in here getting jiggy. You got to watch your live streams. You got to watch your live streams. I ain't got to watch nothing because I don't care. Not walking around here watching no damn winded ass live streams. I don't care. Let God take care of it. And another thing I want to say that needs to be said as well, because I'm recapping from the detective who talked to Mr. C. When Mr. C reached out to him to help allegedly find Sebastian, which we already know that's a joke. Please stop making videos that you are searching for Sebastian Rogers. I'm going to say that. Some of you may not agree with me saying this. You know I don't care. You can't talk about Seth grifting and Tony grifting. You grifting by pretending to search for him. Yeah, I know you don't like that. Because it's not cute. See, some of you get mad and say, well, Seth shouldn't say he don't want people to search. Why not? You're not listening because you're not paying attention. You're only seeing what you want to see. That's what's wrong with a lot of you who comment. You talk, but you don't think. First, I think you're going to sit here in your car and ride around in damn circles about where you think Sebastian is. You want to ride over here. You're going to ride over here. You're going to put the camera in the window. You're going to put the camera out the window. You're going to get out the car. You're going to talk. It looks ridiculous. At some point, it's really not genuine. And a lot of you don't get that. There's nothing wrong with saying, okay, I'm intrigued by this case. I'm going to go to the area where he went missing. You know that's going to be a problem because you aren't going to be able to go over there by that house because they're going to be sitting here watching. They probably got security cameras now. They're going to probably have people calling the police as soon as you stand outside the house and take pictures because you can't really tell the story if you're a blogger or whatever you want to call yourself. You're not going to be able to set the stage without going over there to the Proudfoot's house. So you can't go over there because you know that's going to be a problem. So you got to go what? At the edge of the subdivision or around the corner and talk. It don't count. So then you're going to start filming all the places that you think Sebastian would be. Think about what you're saying now. Oh, the retention pond. So sick of hearing about that retention pond. Make me sick. Oh, the school all over here. What the hell would he be doing on these places any damn way in the damn dark? Has he been going to those places? Bring a receipt. Has he been walking out of the house without these heathens' knowledge? Running away? You have to have receipts to the questions to make it make sense of where you think the child would be. And then when you go looking and filming for your YouTube video, TikTok video, you have to then say, well, where is he then? If you want to drive down a stretch of highway and say, did he walk down here? Did he go over here? Why would he be there? And I'm not trying to be rude, but I want you to understand that it becomes a circus And you may feel like you're being genuine and saying, well, I'm just riding around, trying to look at places where I think he would be. Well, say what you really mean. You think he's what? He's alive or he's dead? Because he ain't alive in those places, and you know that. He wouldn't have survived just for months without eating, without drinking water. So when you go to those places, you're basically saying you're looking for remains. Then say that. But at this part of the story, with all the nasty things that have been said about all parents, with all the people you all have gotten angry with that came into the story, dealing with Seth, dealing with the Proudfoots, no, I don't agree with any searching and filming. It's just, I don't like it. I don't like it. Because even that detective said that it's bullshit. And I liked him only because he gave his opinion and he told his truth. And I agree with what mostly he said in his video. Why are you going to these places acting like you're searching when you know you're only doing it for likes and views? So that's what I'm trying to relate to you all. That there are some of you who are probably genuine about Sebastian, but some of you are not. So I'm just going to keep riding and say, I don't agree with the filming of you saying you're looking for Sebastian. Sorry, if you don't like it, tough. Because I don't like it. Because it looks preposterous at this point. We're 9 months in. So you're looking for him where? If that's the case, I could just get up here and just start walking around here in Knoxville and say, well, let me look over here. I think Sebastian might be over here. They might have brought him up here. They who? And why would he be up here? So I'd have to say I'm looking for remains. I'm not looking for a live person. But then somebody took him somewhere. And where would they take him? And are you paying these people to keep him? And how long would that work? Because the person would have to not have a job to watch a 15-year-old child day in, day out. He has to be fed. He has to be clothed. I'm just saying, make it make sense. This case is so disturbing because it's uncalled for. You people are shameful that you have a missing child and you don't even talk to the biological father. That shows me that obviously you all were not getting along before the child went missing. Because you can't have the two, they don't mesh. You don't talk about the child, you don't look for the child from our knowledge, and you don't speak to the father. So that leads me to believe shit was fucked up behind closed doors and somebody had animosity towards the child and towards the biological father. And that's the thing I need to know. I don't really have to have a receipt, quite frankly. What's this payback for Seth Rogers? Seth, I don't mean to offend you, but I have to say it. Were you trying to teach Mr. Rogers a lesson for whatever was going on between you three? I'll show him. Because what do they say? You want to hurt people what affects them the most, so he loves his son. So I'll do something to his child. Because basically you have separated yourself, Katie and Chris. You have eliminated yourself from being connected to Sebastian Rogers. That's obvious. So you scratch all the videos and the pictures. That's an illusion. You've been separated from the child. You didn't know how to break free. Am I correct? So on this fateful night, day, because we don't really know the truth, we don't know the hour, you decided to break free from Sebastian Rogers, you and your husband. And I don't really need to know why, because asking why is rhetorical and probably a waste of time. It's the obvious reason. You checked out. You checked out, or you did this out of spite to hurt the father, or both. And so what people are going to say to themselves, if you two hurt the child, why you just couldn't give this child to the father? So that goes to spite. Don't need him, don't want him. I'm done with this. I don't want to be a mother. I don't want to be bothered with him due to what he has going on with him. A child who has delayment. I no longer want to be obligated. See, that's what I think really was going on with you, Katie. You're listening to your husband. He was putting stuff in your ear, and I think you also felt the same way. You didn't know how to handle dealing with your child, and you said to yourself, my child will become an adult eventually, and I don't know if he will be able to venture out on his own and be self-sufficient, and I no longer want to be obligated to Sebastian Rogers. I don't want to be bothered anymore. I want to be free with my husband and this other girl child that he don't deserve to have custody of or visitation. And the judge, you orchestrated that as well to allow these people to have this little girl go into their custody. And you had no right to allow another child in a house with a whole child missing. Come on, preach, queen, because somebody need to hear you. All of you people are fucking crazy. There's something in the water from New Mexico all the way down here to Tennessee. Everybody's drinking the same tainted damn water. The hell is wrong with you people? You don't let no child go in no house where a whole child is missing. Well, guess what, Judge? Whichever one of you judges thought it was okay for the Proudfoots to have that girl, Sebastian's still missing. You gonna let the little girl go back down there? The hell is going on? Who ordered that? Tennessee or New Mexico? Because somebody need to check you. I'm going to check you. And frankly, you all should have drew up a petition to have the judge removed from the fucking bench. You all don't play right. Say it again. You were supposed to draw up a petition, everybody, to have the judge removed. Because no child should be in their possession with a whole child missing. I want their head on a platter if I was the mother. I want the judge's head on a platter. That's what you should have done, was drew up a petition. You should have went to the courts and say, I want this judge removed because my child has no business going all the way to another state when they have a whole kid missing. And then I have my own issues and legal battles with this person who's been violent to me and my other child. Help me understand why these people had possession of a whole kid. No child should have been in their possession. No child should ever be in their possession. And that's what pissed me off. Whoever was watching Katie at the restaurant and taking pictures of her and the little girl, I almost threw up. The hell you doing with this kid? You ain't talking about your own damn kid missing, lady. You sitting here at the table with another man's kid, and God forbid you done got rid of your own kid. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. But that's how deviant people do. God forbid you knock off this kid, you sitting at the table breaking bread with another innocent child, and she ain't got no idea she's sitting at the table with Lucifer times Lucifer. And her mama got to be cringing. You remember I brought you that content months ago. That woman had to be crazy saying, oh, Lord, they got my child. And God, they got another child missing down there. They would have to look for me because my baby ain't going nowhere. My baby ain't going nowhere with you. You find Sebastian, you can visit my baby. Checkmate. Come on with it, Queen. Woo! I got the spirit today. You want to see this little girl? That's what I would have told. That's what I would have told Christopher. You want to see your child? Well, produce Sebastian Rogers and you can visit her. Ding, ding, ding. Y'all don't know Queen can play dirty. That's what I would have told him. Oh, you want visitation? You want her to come for the summer? Okay, well, you go find Sebastian and you can visit your child. But until then, you can't see her. You can't write to her. And I don't care what that judge said. My baby is not leaving the state of New Mexico. Not now, not never. And if you got to throw me in jail, fine. Now, this is when a whole child should have went missing. She should have hid her baby out. She should have hid her baby out. You're not getting mine. You got a whole damn kid missing. Hell no, you ain't getting my damn child. Now imagine if down the road, we learned that these two hurt the boy. Then the wife, the ex-wife, you definitely have a lawsuit against whichever state allowed the order for them to see your child for the summer. So, sweetheart, you best keep you a lawyer on standby. Because I sue everybody for everything. You ain't going to eat, sleep. Hell no. This shows you how jacked up the judicial system is. Because you had a man sitting behind the bench orchestrating the lives of innocent people because he could. And that's not fair to these people, especially the child. Because the child has no business in the custody of people who are unhinged, have violent tendencies, and a whole child missing from their possession. So the child should have never made it to Tennessee. And that's what's so sick about the story, is knowing what that woman said she went through with Mr. Proudfoot, and then he got her child this past summer. It's enough to make you throw up. And they're sitting here playing happy house while their 15-year-old is missing. That's enough to make anybody throw up. So, Nina, if I were you, if you're listening to this live stream, don't send your child back down here, okay? Don't send your child back down here. Don't send your child back down here. Because let me tell you something, and I want everybody to listen to me carefully because a lot of you don't pay attention. You got ammunition now against the Proudfoots for why your child has no business in the state of Tennessee. Is everybody following me? They have taken Betty Bullhorn to court. Everybody listening? Please pay attention. See, God works in mysterious ways, and ain't none of you put this together except for Queen. So you can run back and tell everybody else, Queen said it. If she's a threat to them, then your child ain't got no business in their damn house. Checkmate. So you can thank Betty Bullhorn for that. I bet somebody said, I be damned, that Queen ain't no joke. I know. See, God works in mysterious ways. You got to. So we can thank Betty Bullhorn for all she has done and not done to give Nina a reason for her child not to make that her way back down here. Because that's what Nina can tell the courts. Well, they took that lady to court saying she was threatening them on her live stream, and I fear for the safety of my baby, and the judge ruled in their favor, so I don't want my child in Tennessee. Bingo card. So Nina, the Proudfoots handed you just what you need, sweetheart. They just gave you ammunition and a receipt by a judge, court ruling, to issue a restraining order that this woman cannot go near their house or talk about it on a live stream. So you go to a judge and you take that same receipt and tell them, well, I don't want my child near them because this woman is stalking them, and I fear for the safety of my child. Bingo card. You see, sometimes, whether you like Betty or not, agree with her tactics, God is still working. This is why I always tell everybody, y'all don't really be paying attention to stuff because you get so upset at stuff, you don't look at the bigger picture. See, God makes things happen for a reason. Well, I will allow the Proudfoots to take Betty to court, and Betty can't talk, but I got something else in the works for that. I got something else in the works. But this person is going to have to pay attention, and that's Nina. So, Nina, God is working with you with this Betty nonsense. It's up to you to use it to your advantage. Now, Proudfoots, what do you have to say about that? That damn black lady, she sees everything. I know, because I listen more than I talk. That's why I've been very quiet, because I've been listening. I don't have to go live every day to talk about Sebastian anymore because I'm listening. That's something some of you need to do. You don't listen. God is orchestrating all of this, and he has a plan. But some of you don't see it because you're too busy wanting to argue and bicker about this tuber, this person, Seth, the Proudfoots. You ain't paying attention. God is orchestrating it and letting it play itself on out. You got to listen. Nina, you got everything you need right now, sweetheart. Use it to your advantage. Pray about it. Turn it over. And let God do his will. Because God knows best. Things happen that we don't agree with, but God got this. And although we're 9 months into not having any knowledge of where this boy child is, I still have faith that God is going to make a way for the truth to come out. It may not be the truth we want, but God's got his hand in it. And yes, he is in control. Because you see, the devil has been also at work trying to dismiss the child, his existence. And I must say he's been doing a damn good job. But see, what the devil don't know is that God brought him here. Woo, have mercy. And the devil is no match for God. He should know that by now. So all these little tactics that Satan has been using to distract everybody from the child, it's not going to work because Sebastian is a child of God. So no weapon can be formed against thee, because it shall not prosper. So all these things that you all are doing to distract the truth, you will not prosper. And that's God's will. That's not YouTube, TikTok, Queen. That's God's will. He said it. So all this fighting and fussing and flipping and wigging out, just stop it. Enough's enough. You don't like this person. You don't like this person. Okay. Keep it moving. The focus should be on Sebastian, finding him. So do not call in with fake tips about this child, anybody related to the child. Don't do that. Stop going on these fake searches for likes and views. Just stop it. Stop talking about taking the parents to court for foolishness. Stay out of it. This is a child that is missing. And you all are steady throwing daggers, but you're behaving like the people you're accusing of acting negatively. Stay out of this nonsense. And stop going live talking about what you're doing for him. You're making a fool out of yourself. You're not doing anything but making it worse. This is why law enforcement don't respect people who want to get involved in true crime, because you ain't got no business in it. What is it that you don't understand? People go missing every day. People get dead every day. You cannot just go walk up to people and start wanting to ask them questions, intervene. You're messaging them 24 times a damn day. Just stop. I gotta talk to you. I gotta talk to you. I got something I gotta tell you. The people are neurotic. This is why law enforcement don't want you bothering them. Because you are crackpots. And then people have live streams such as what I'm doing here. You come in the chat, you get mad because a person don't read your comment or they don't agree with what you're saying. I don't want to agree with you. It's foolishness. Why would I want to agree with that? There's a child missing. And I'm not aiding that nonsense. I'm not aiding nobody to go out here and meddle in a disappearance or murder of a human being. I don't do it, and I ain't never done it. And you can't get mad, but some of you need to be checked as well. You are a party to this nonsense and you don't want to own your part. So I'm checking everybody. Everybody involved, parents, the chat, the YouTubers, TikTokers, law enforcement, I'm checking you out. Do your part. If you are not directly involved, stay your ass out the way. Just stop it. Because this is an embarrassment. And this is why a lot of people say, well, I don't watch this stuff and I don't get into this and I don't know anything about what they're talking about on, the internet about a person missing or deceased. And oh my gosh, I read this. That's what that detective was saying. He said, once I read all these stuff on X, what this one was saying about this one, he said, I didn't want to get involved. Exactly. Why would anybody want to get involved? Because it's not good for these parents to be bickering with each other. I got it. They've got some old blood between them. We're all human. But sadly, it should not have played out on social media, on the news. But it did. Can't take it back now. But the focus should be on Sebastian. No meddling, no crystal balls, no tarot card readings. The truth. Do you have knowledge of where this child is? Do you have knowledge of nefarious business pertaining to the child? Do you have knowledge of any type of foul play, human trafficking, selling of a child, placement of a child, death? If you don't, go find yourself something to do. Because he is a whole person, whether he is alive or deceased. And the worst thing you can do is or a past life by making up stuff for attention, for money, whatever your motivation is. As I told you, I will only bring you updates pertaining to some people have negative things to say about this hotel business. The child was not there. Who called in the tip? I don't know. But did you call 911? That's what I want to know. Did you call the bounties number first, or you called 911 first? Because people are going to be judgmental if you did not call 911 first, or you did not call 911 at all. And as I said before in my commentary this week, the investigators getting there days later, if indeed it was the child or it could have been the child, anything could have happened in that short window of time. But they said it was not him. This is terrible. And I hate talking about missing children. That's why I have not brought you any more cases pertaining to missing children. I will only bring you an update on a case about before, just to, give you the updates. There are only a few more cases on my roster to cover, which is this one, Evelyn Boswell. Maybe 2 cases out of Texas, and I'm done. As most of you know, this is a multifaceted network. I talk about everything on this network, not true crime. I didn't build this channel on true crime. People came to know me when I talked about a missing little black girl out of Birmingham, Alabama, when I was under the name of Everyday Shenanigans. That's how people came to know me. And I knew then when I talked about that little black girl missing, how warped people are. And it started with her parents, because they were young people who were not equipped to be parents nor adults. They were very troubled individuals. So it did not shock me that a little black girl would go missing in the projects. And the crazy part of that story is that she didn't even live in the projects. So that's why everybody was raising hell. But the point is, somebody's child was going to get taken that day because the culprits were out looking for children to kidnap. And they found her unattended with other small children playing in the dark. You have to be mindful of your children. Your children are not always going to be in your eyesight. So you need to be aware of the company they're in. And if they're not in your company, that people are watching your children. Now, your child can easily get kidnapped out of the backyard, the front yard. That has happened. Lured out of the yard. Child decides to walk off. Children walk off. Children do walk off. Children do wander off. And the first thing people do, they point the fingers at the parents. And then sometimes you have to own, well, I was wrong. Mom, dad didn't do anything. Child just wandered off. But is that the case here? Did a boy child decide to walk out the door just because? I don't think so. Cold, no coat, no phone. And then you have to say, where would he be going? Why would he be going? I just don't think so. As I said, if I'm to pray that he is alive, I still would say you can't say that he's in good care if he's alive, because you have to ask yourself, why would somebody be hiding him out? So you have to weigh all assertions. If the child is alive, who is he with, and why is he with these people? And you don't have any guarantee that he's being treated well. And with all the hoopla going on between the parents and allegations of custody issues, abuse, if the child is alive, where would he go? Would he be sent back to the Proudfoots or sent back with Seth? I don't think any of you talk about that. You don't even talk about it. Because that would be a battle in itself, would it not? The child is found alive. Where would he go? And if you think shit is bad now, imagine that. It would be a circus. It would be an absolute circus. And as I've brought you content this week, children in the state of Tennessee's care, foster care, are now being shipped out of state. So imagine this child being found alive, and a judge decides not to grant either parent custody of the child. Sebastian would be moving out of state with strangers. Pay attention. Well, I'm going to say this, Beth. With what's been going on legally down there, I wouldn't say where the child would go, because I've been surprised and mortified with what's happened lately with that other girl child going into their care, the Proudfoot's care. Don't know which judge ordered that placement of her going to them in the summer. So right now, I would be leery of any judicial process if Sebastian is alive and was found. That's what I'm saying. Because we don't know that a judge would allow either parent to take him in, due to the fact these people have been battling one another and they had some issues beforehand. And naturally, we're not going to know everything that was going on with Mr. Rogers and the Proudfoots behind closed doors, but I'm sure that will play a part in the decision where the child would go. And all the stuff that has played out on social media and the courts with this Betty Bullhorn, and the Seth had some cease and desist, and this other guy, he was taken to court. It would be a fine mess. That's all I'm saying. And with this new information coming out of the Department of Human Services, children are now being placed out of state because there's nowhere to house them here in Tennessee. So if we pray for Sebastian to be alive, we also have to pray for where he would go. My prayers is with Seth Rogers. My prayers are with a missing child, even a missing adult. My prayers is for the truth, some form of the truth to be revealed to his location and whereabouts, whether he's alive or deceased. And if indeed the child is deceased, another two-legged creatures, then I pray for justice, swift justice. Because there's never a logical reason to unalive a child. I think it's time for everybody to put their boxing gloves down and focus on the truth, whatever that truth may be. And the Proudfoots, you all need to come out your funk and act like you care about this child. But possibly you can't do that because you never cared. So nobody can make you be and do something that you're not. And I think that's obvious now. So we don't need to keep talking about them, what they should and shouldn't be doing. Let it go. As far as law enforcement, I don't know what they've done and not done, but if they have not carried their weight in the investigation, then that's the burden they have to carry, not us. That's your fault. You did not do due diligence in searching all of the houses properly, vetting all parents, relatives, neighbors, schoolmates, teachers. That's on you. You didn't do DNA testing in that house, both houses, cars. That's on you. You got to carry that burden. I do not. Did Sumner County do due diligence by Sebastian? Seth says no. And I don't see that he would make these things up. But the one thing I've told you, and I've said this 1,000 times on this network, if indeed this is foul play, there are 50 ways to kill a person, but 100 ways to get caught. You always forget something. There is always something forgotten. So you think you have dotted I's and crossed T's. You always forget something. I can pray that he's alive. But as I said, who hasn't then? And why? And what's the end game? You got to make it make sense. Prayers for Seth Rogers. Prayers for the truth. I want to thank you for following this network. Follow me on the Newsbreak app where I give similar commentary with posts and videos. You'll get a notification when I comment under an article. I want to thank all the people who left Newsbreak and followed me over here to YouTube. And those of you who follow me from YouTube to Newsbreak, drop your comments below this video. Drop your comments on my community page. Take the polls. Because I do believe I put up a poll. I can't remember if I did or not. A poll pertaining to this subject matter of implications by the Proudfoots. Did they implicate as the culprit in the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers? Take my polls on the trailer park issues out of South Carolina. I think that's an interesting subject. I might want to come back later and talk about that. Could you all live in a trailer park? Should trailer parks be built? I didn't even know that people pay lot fees. It's very strange. I never knew that. But I did see a sign on a door years ago where the people said we don't rent. And I thought, why not? I didn't know people actually own trailers on other people's property. It's very interesting. I think that people have been calling in faux tips to dog the bounty tip line. 75%? Yes. 7%? No. 14%? Not sure. 5%? 50-50. 75% is a lot. 59 votes. Did Sumner County investigate new Sebastian Rogers tip? 17% yes, 53% no, 30% not sure. Did the person call 911 about Sebastian tip first? 11% said yes, 53% said no, 33% said not sure. 4% of you said second. They called 911 second after calling the dog bounty hunter tip line. Very interesting. Please check out my last live pertaining to Sebastian. False lead, the motel. Okay. And this is all my Jussie Smollett questions. That's some new nonsense. Tomorrow, Sean Puffy Combs will go to court. Will a judge issue him a bail? He's asking for house monitoring ankle bracelet. Will he get it? He's forfeiting his LA mansion as collateral. I'm trying to see. I thought I had something up here about Sebastian. I have so many questions on here. Let's see. As most of you know, Susan Smith was denied parole. Was that the right decision? Most of you said yes. That's my previous cupcake videos. Please check them out. April Thomas wouldn't give police cupcakes the real name. Boy, that was good content. And also, Brian Kohlberger wants evidence thrown out. The raid of his parents' house. Do you agree, disagree? I guess I don't have it up here. I'll put it up here now. I could have sworn I put that question up there. Maybe not. Because I know I was talking about it. How's everybody doing down there? Thank you, Mount Mama. I hope y'all enjoyed this live. Yeah, I don't talk about Sebastian every day. I don't have any need to talk about him every day. Especially with the stuff that people have been discussing. I don't want to get into all that that type of crazy nonsense. It's just pointless. My thing is validity at this point. So I thought I did make a post. Maybe I did it somewhere else. Somebody will say, oh, Queen, you did it twice. Okay, hold on. Oh, alarm going off. I'm about to cut this live short. Don't ask. This goes on all the time. Let's see. This happens. Oh my God, so embarrassing. It's always there's no fire. These people, it's always alarms going off. I could have sworn I had this up here on here already. Maybe I passed it. Take the poll, everybody. I'm going to end this live. I got this alarm beeping. Love you guys. Prayers for Seth Rogers and justice for Sebastian Rogers. Thank you all. I guess, Lord help me. Pray for me, you all.